What's up, guys? Well, we have found ourselves in Louisiana, and as you can see, it is not going to turn out well for Captain Devin Boutte, however they want to pronounce it. And we're going to see what the chief of police has to say about what his live-in boyfriend did to him. Also, I would like to note, 82% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. Click the button and we'll move along. So, this is Captain Devin Boutte, Justice and Confidence, State of Louisiana, Captain. Here we go.
Good evening. First, from the investigative unit tonight, St. Gabriel Police Chief Kevin Ambo is disputing claims made by the Iberville Sheriff's Office about the circumstances which led to Captain Devin Boutte's murder.
Sheriff Brett Stassi alleging possible drug dealing as he asked the State Attorney General's office to investigate. Best casually with Ambo's forceful defense of his murdered officer.
Michael, Sylvia, in our exclusive interview with Chief Ambo, he gets candid about why he doesn't believe the allegations coming from the sheriff's office. It's been a difficult week for the St. Gabriel Police Department after losing Captain Devin Boutte.
It's been a hard 3 days. Devin was loved by...
Also, feel free to go look this little criminal up, see what his backstory is.
Everybody in this community.
Chief Kevin Ambo says made worse by the allegations coming from his confessed killer.
I saw an officer who was butchered up beyond recognition. I didn't even recognize him. That's how bad this guy beat him. To the point that
How bad he beat him? The report said he was stabbed twice.
And I didn't beat open his casket. And you're going to take a word of a cop killer?
He's guilty of committing a crime.
The Iberville Sheriff's Office and the Attorney General are investigating Boutte for corruption involving drugs.
Raise your hand if you're surprised about that.
Coming to a conclusion on what was going on.
Sheriff Brett Stassi saying he provided weed and meth to his live-in boyfriend and killer, Warren Mitchell, which may have been part of his motive.
He thought that Boutte was developing into where maybe his life would be put in danger. And whether he thought it or dreamed it, it was part of his mental status at the time of the attack.
Ambo says it's simply not true.
Here's what I can say. Yeah. You take your camera and you talk to anyone in St. Gabriel, and the word drugs and Devin Boutte's name will never come up in the same sentence.
Why would it come up in the same sentence? What he does on his off time and what he does on his on time? Who's going to be the wiser? I'm almost betting there's cops that knew.
The thing that amazed me is the only person can tie Devin Boutte, the drug, is a cop killer.
Why do you think they're putting so much stock in that? I mean, they're asking the Attorney General to come in and investigate the actions of a man who has passed away. I mean, why are they doing that?
Whatever the reason is, I'm open to any investigation, whether it's the Attorney General, whether it's the Sheriff's Office, whether
He is open to the investigation. The problem is, he don't like the outcome of the investigation.
the FBI. I'm transparent. Whatever Devin did in his personal life, he didn't bring it to the police department.
About 8 Sunday morning, Ambo tells me a store clerk he knows called him, saying someone at the store wanted to speak to him. It was Warren Mitchell, confessing to what he had done.
When Mitchell called you to tell you what he did he tell you why?
I asked him why. He wouldn't give me a reason. He wouldn't give me a reason. And it's stuff that we talked about that I got to release to the investigators that I don't want to talk about. You know, all I know, I have to testify to what I saw in that room was Devin Boutte beaten beyond recognition, no clothes on, with a big old knife in his back.
Ambo says a critical flaw in Mitchell's accusations that Boutte had drugs at his house is the fact that he lived with his canine drug dog.
Devin was a canine officer. Make it make sense.
It makes complete sense, because if you know anything about canine officers, typically, almost 100% of the time, those dogs live outside. Sad as that is, yes, usually the canines live outside. And even if they don't, they're dogs. I'm just saying, they're drug dogs. What is he going to do? Pick up the phone? The dog going to pick up the phone and call and say, hey, Devin got drugs here? No.
You have drugs at his house, you got to train a dog.
Another issue, he says, is how long it took Mitchell to report his crime.
I know what rigor mortis look like.
Oh, really?
It wasn't no blood, it was dried up. He had to kill Devin around about 1 o'clock that morning. Do the investigation. They got people saw him walking around Levy at 2:30 that morning. When you came down off your high, then you want to think of a way to get out what you done. You call the police chief like you not kill a dog and say I kill your officer. Who does that?
Butte's funeral will be this Saturday at 11 at the St. Gabriel Community Center. It is open to the public.
Of course it is. It's always open to the public. They want to make a big show, a big production, spend all that taxpayer money. Anyway, what did the investigation have to say? Let's find out.
Evening, thank you for joining us. A day after the stabbing death of a St. Gabriel police captain, the investigative unit uncovered a bombshell about what led to the killing.
The Iberville Parish Sheriff's Office confirms Captain Devin Boutte and the suspect Warren Mitchell were in a relationship that spun out of control for both of them. Best casualty with what she uncovered.
Michael, Sylvia, this explosive information comes from the Sheriff's Office, where investigators told me Boutte and Mitchell were already on their radar after several tips. On Sunday, news of 34-year-old police captain Devin Boutte's potential murder rocked the small community of St. Gabriel.
Devin was in love with the police department and the city of St. Gabriel. He loved
He don't like a damn baseball umpire. What's up with this?
his community, and they loved him.
Boutte's chief, Kevin Ambo, was the first person to find his body.
Hopefully I'll never have to witness something like that again.
He tells us it was Boutte's boyfriend, Warren Mitchell III, who alerted him.
I was notified by the sailor, sent an officer out. I came out and checked myself, and I ended up finding him succumbed to his injuries.
Mitchell confessed over the phone. The sheriff's office says Boutte was ambushed here in his home while he was sleeping. Mitchell allegedly stabbed him twice, once in the front and in the back. Investigators recovered that kitchen knife still inside Boutte when they arrived. What they also recovered inside the home that the police captain
Also, all the background noise that you're hearing in these videos is from the video.
and Mitchell had been sharing drugs. According to the sheriff's office, Boutte had been providing Mitchell with weed and meth to sell and use.
Seems to be that Boutte lost his direction through the relationship with this man. It clouded his judgment.
Sheriff Brett Stassi says he had gotten a tip about this weeks ago
And it would be our jurisdiction.
and actually asked the Attorney General's office to investigate Boutte just 10 days before he was killed.
There's nothing that you can compare this crime to any other that I can remember in recent years.
The suspect, 25-year-old Warren Mitchell III, has a lengthy criminal past.
Drugs, robbery, even some indecent behavior with back when he was a juvenile.
And this is a live-in boyfriend of the captain.
And was even a suspect in a murder in Texas in 2021. In fact, he was out on bond for a robbery he allegedly committed last month when the stabbing happened.
We've talked to the people in the community.
Stassi says that robbery was a key point in the pair's increasingly toxic relationship.
He thought that he was trapped in this relationship and this was the only way out. He had attempted a couple times prior to get out of this relationship, and he couldn't seem to get away.
Meaning, what exactly?
A few weeks ago, he did a robbery at a store, knowing that he would be arrested and brought to jail, and that in fact happened. He posted a $27,000 bond, and Captain Boutte went to the store and tried to repay the money and asked that they would come forward to drop charges.
Despite the term not being used officially, the situation between Booty and Mitchell has all the red flags of domestic violence.
He used some coercion and to keep pressure on him that I went and paid the money back. I got you out of the mill place. I did this. Just some control tactics that he used to kind of control him.
Despite Stassi wanting them to hold Mitchell without bond, Judge Elizabeth Angolio set it at $500,000 this afternoon. For the investigative unit, Bess Casserly, WBRZ News 2.
Thank you, Bess. So, what the comments have to say. Was the chief involved in that shady stuff? Sounds like it to me. Smells like a cover-up for a bad cop. Well, if deceased was badly mutilated, as the chief claims, then it sounds more like a crime of passion. My theory is that the deceased gave his boyfriend an ultimatum to give up the drug use or selling, or their relationship would be over, because deceased, as a police captain and former school teacher or principal, was worried about his job, his future, and public image. Anyway. Ask the Attorney General to investigate. They're trying to cover it up. Always want to protect each other no matter what. Stop letting police and sheriff's departments investigate themselves. Exactly. This one. Saying that a dirty cop who stole drugs to sell on the street loved his community is absolutely horseradish. He used his authority to I think it's supposed to say, to put drugs in the streets worse than your average dealer. Not even Hollywood could come up with these names and stories. Will be a hell of a Law and Order episode. He loved his community. I guess supplying drugs to the community shows just how much you do love them. The officer lost his way. What kind of bullshit is that? Ain't no honor amongst thieves. The officer was wrong and had no business even messing with a criminal. Don't think he was bullied, just corrupt. This is an absolute mess. And that pause and from the reporter took me out. What's a cop doing hanging out with known criminal, yet alone having a relationship? Booty didn't lose his direction being with the guy. Booty probably was always like that, a dirty cop. The entire St. Gabriel department needs to be investigated. Didn't cloud judgment. It was a choice and unacceptable for any officer. Many have fallen. Chief of police looks like he dealt for a baseball umpire for extra money. Exactly, that's what I said. Anyway, that's where we're at with this one. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Also, again, 82% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. Got your phone in your hand, you're at your laptop, click the button, and we'll move along. Let me know what you think about this one, and I am out.